And then we went into the main event, Anthony.
Which was mega social media star Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
Now, as we were talking off air, I said to you that because they keep pushing the hell out of this one lucky punch, and then the way Michael Cole was talking before the match and all of that, I actually, in the back of my mind, thought, shit, I think they might put Logan Paul over. Because he's got 30 million followers, so, you know, theoretically, he goes over, his 30 million followers all of a sudden have got a good interest in the wrestling. So from a business sense, I could see it. As it turned out, that wasn't the case, and he's 797 days as champion. But I actually thought, all things considered, it was pretty good.
It was a great match.
Yeah, it was a good match. Logan Paul certainly did not disgrace himself one iota.
He achieved more than what I thought he was going to achieve, and already had him saying he's going to do a really good job. He done even better than that.
He did a very, very good job.
He's got it. He has it.
Yeah, I think a bit like when we talk about Bad Bunny and a few of those who've come in and done stuff. Yeah, you've either got it or you don't. He does. And I like the whole bringing my brother along, the undefeated boxer.
Yeah,
because, hey, you're not the only one who's got bloodline, you know.
Yep, and he had his mates with him, his podcast.
Yeah, his little,
whatever
that the Usos took care of, and then Jake came out. This is Jake, isn't it? Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, Jake came out. Yeah, took out both of the Usos, and then Sikoa
came out.
But that hurt the match, and I'll explain why I think that hurts the match. Is because you've taken away from this great match that Roman Reigns and Logan Paul have put on. It was a great match.
Yeah.
Fantastic match. Move for move, the psychology, the ambience of the match was great. Yeah. It was fantastic, right? But then the bloodline comes down, the Usos, and then the podcast guys get involved and they're in the match. And then Jake Paul comes down and he's involved in the match. And then Sikoa comes down and he's involved in the match. Right? And this is all just the setup to give enough time for Roman Reigns to take out Logan Paul. That's what that's all about. When that was all happening, very typical to a Roman Reigns match, he's down and out. The Usos now come out. They give him time to recover to get the finish.
Yeah.
You know? This match was so good, it didn't need that.
I like even the part where Logan Paul flies over the top rope into both the Usos.
Yeah.
You know, that was... Look, there wasn't a lot wrong, but it was a wee bit... Dare I use the word again? A wee bit clunky at the end.
Yeah, that's because there's so many people out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you did. You had...
all you needed was one person, right, to come out and take Logan Paul's attention for 30 seconds. Even the wise man could have got in between it all and begged Logan Paul and said, I will work for you and whatever else. It just gave enough time. Instead of having everybody come down and it becomes a giant clusterfuck. At the end of this great match, that a guy that's had 3 matches has put that on.
Yeah.
You think about that.
Oh, yeah, 3 matches.
Think about that. All 3 matches he's done it in stadiums in front of people. Not like, you know, when you start off in front of 25 people in a hall somewhere, and you get used to it. And one day you're working in front of 5,000 people, and you're going, wow, you know, this is now all right. This guy has started at the top end. This is not easy, right? And then he's now gone from working as Miz's second to taking care of Miz, which is a former world champion.
Yeah, Grand Slam.
Right? Grand Slam. Yeah. And now wrestling probably arguably the best wrestler on the planet today. The number 1 draw card in wrestling today.
Well, number 1 draw card. I don't think he's a great wrestler.
But the number 1 guy. Because wrestling, we got 2 factors of wrestling. We've got the technical guys that are great workers, and then you've got guys that draw money. So the number 1 draw in wrestling.
Absolutely.
Right? In 3 matches is outstanding. Outstanding, right? And then the match he put on was outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Buckshot lariat, which is not easy to pull off in any case.
No.
Right? The over-the-top ropes, the flying body cross through the table.
Yeah.
That shit's not easy to pull off.
No.
You have to train that generally. There's guys that have been wrestling for 5 and 10 years that are just starting to do that kind of thing in their repertoire.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't see too many guys in their first matches pull that shit off. That's something they've been working for a while and they've got used to working.
Oh no, he's got a future. I mean, there's no question there.
But I think the end of it fucked it in the way that all these people run down. Just let the wise man beg, please.
But if he did that, I don't think they would have been able to introduce Jake Paul, and that was probably part of it to introduce.
Well, Jake Paul could have come down and pulled the wise man away.
Ah, yeah.
You know,
but then if he did that, someone from the bloodline would have had to come down.
Sikoa hits him from behind you now. You got Jake Paul and Sikoa.
Yeah. Just out of interest again, because, you know, I get fascinated by these things. Anthony, who produced that match?
Michael P.S. Hayes and Hurricane Shane Holmes.
Okay. Yeah, see, P.S. Hayes normally gets the big ones. Yeah, okay. And just out of curiosity, I know we're jumping around a wee bit. That last woman's standing match, who produced that?
And deserves to be kicked in the balls. Petey Williams.
Oh,
he must have done both women's matches,
yeah. And what about the tag team, the Usos? Because we didn't mention them.
Abyss.
Who?
Abyss,
okay. Okay, he had one good one, one bad one. But okay. But yeah, you're right. You're right. It was just a wee bit too congested at the end, a bit too much going on.
Take away from the talent that should
you do, don't you?
You know,
just out of curiosity, what do you give it all?
7 and 8.
Yeah, I went 7.5. What do you think, Anthony, for a main event?
This match was good. They gave it all. I gave it an 8, and that's very rare for me to give it an 8.
Yeah, I was going to say, but for you, that's huge.
And I do want to mention something too.
Yes.
It's been reported that halfway through the match, Logan Paul's torn his ACL and MCL and possibly his meniscus.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's at least 9 or 10 months on the sideline there.
That's a shame too.
That
match, it puts him right into the pointy end of the card. You know, if you were Triple H, you'd be looking at this guy saying, "Oh, well, when can we get you back on Raw? When can we get you into a feud with someone? When can we, you know?"
Oh, if that's true, that is a real shame. That's almost like a bit of a Cody Rhodes thing. You know, you get someone, they've come in, they're hot, they're doing something good, and they get cut down right as you're just about ready to launch.
Well,
that is sad.
Yeah, that is shit. That is really bad luck because he deserves better than that for the performance he put on.
Yeah. That was directly out of Logan Paul. He jumped on social media. He was like, "Yeah, I torn my MCL, ACL, and possibly my meniscus."
Bugger.
They won't know really how bad it is until they get it.
Yeah, but regardless, he's going to be a minimum
MRI done and that kind of thing done on
9 months now on the shelf. Oh, that's a shame. That's probably taken his whole program and just thrown it in the bin.
Yeah.
Well, that is a shame then if that's the case. But look, he's young. You know, they recover, they get back, and
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's sad for us as fans because
it was a whole new element's been introduced, and it'll be sad for him because he's wants to ride that high he's started. But it's sort of just a bit of a hiccup now.
He's definitely worked hard to get where he is because to develop to that state in, is it 12 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, about that.
It's impressive. It's impressive from being, the support to the Miz.
Yeah.
To working the main event of a big show against, the number one guy in wrestling at the moment and putting on a match that, of that caliber. That's impressive. That's impressive from anyone. If Lou Thez was still alive, he'd be impressed.
Yeah, no, you can't say a negative thing about it. No, it's good.